What's up, Lions? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to watch a video and break down a video about a woman who confesses that being a good man is not enough for her. A man being good is not enough. Usually, when I watch these videos, I kind of try to dissect and break down sometimes what people are saying. I don't do that anymore. I let what women speak is what I respond to. I'm not going to go beyond what they say. I'm going to take what they say to be how they mean. That's how I speak. When I speak, I say what I mean. So I'm going to give the same and extend the same standard to women. Because first looking at this, I kind of tried to go beyond what she was saying and try to see different ways. But the truth is, women will tell on themselves. And I think a lot of people, too many people actually, even men do this, they try to frame her words in a way where it's not as offensive, or to say, well, she didn't mean it like that. I think she means it like, and no, I don't do that anymore. Whatever a woman says, I take it at face value the same way I do with what a man says in the context that is set in the context that it's set in. So I'm going to do the same thing with this. So I'm not putting words in her mouth. She said being a good man is not enough for her. So let's play the video and we'll let her tell you why that is.
Sometimes a woman can talk her out of a relationship. You can talk. We do that.
Yes,
We will talk.
I'm gonna say something, and this might ruffle little feathers. I don't think just being a good man is enough to stay in a relationship with them.
But when I say a good man, I mean like he's good. All that means all around. That means himself, spiritually, mentally, physically.
That's great.
Healthily, like he's a good man.
That doesn't mean that he's the man for you. And
right.
Maybe when you're going through these motions of getting to know him, you're realizing, okay, he's a great person, but honestly, I don't fuck with his humor. Like, he could be funny, but he's not funny to me.
And that's why a lot of modern women are getting 40 with 4 cats and no man, because he's a good man, but because he's not funny, you gotta.
All right, so that's the clip. She was being a little facetious at the end, saying when a girl responded to her, well, maybe that's why they end up, 40 and alone with 4 cats. And she said, well, maybe that's what she wants. She was being ridiculous then. She was just trying to be right, what Kevin Samuels would say when he was here. She's just arguing to try to be right and make sense of her point at that point. But so you heard her say it, that being a good man is not enough. And the example she used is he can be a great. So the girl clarified it. No, I'm saying he's a good person inside and out, emotionally, spiritually, physically. He's all there. He's intact. He's a good man. And she countered with, yeah, he could be a good man and have all this stuff, but perhaps his sense of humor is not to my liking. Maybe he's funny, but he's just not funny to me. So, as a man, when I first heard this, I was tempted to try to dissect and break down what she meant, but she actually said exactly what she meant. When you ask a woman what it is she likes in a guy, she will tell you. She'll say, I want him to be this tall. I want him to make this much money. I want him to do this. I want him to do that. She has no problem telling you that, because women have a list in their head of what men need to be. And the first things they rattle off of their tongue are never about his character. It's always this surface level stuff. So when she said, yeah, he can be great in all these aspects, but what if his sense of humor isn't to my liking? So she went to something that was really insignificant to what makes a person a good person or not. So she's being completely honest. Being a good man is not enough. So even if you are a good man, physically, spiritually, emotionally, you also need to have the same sense of humor, or a sense of humor to her liking. So it's not enough to be a good man, to be a good father, to be a good husband. You have to have these other things too. This is why women are absolutely ridiculous in the West, because they don't care if you have the core things in place. They want the core and also the extras that don't even make up the character of the man. They value the most menial things in a relationship. And they will sacrifice the relationship, even if the core things are there, just to try to go and find someone else who has the menial. The problem with that is you're never going to find someone who has everything. It's impossible. Eddie Murphy is one of the funniest men alive. One of the funniest men alive. Sense of humor is on point. But if you was to start a relationship with Eddie Murphy, she would find faults and flaws in Eddie Murphy. Not in his humor, not when it comes to his finances, but no one is perfect. You're never going to find someone who has everything that you want or that you desire. You look for the core things that you need. So him being a good man means he has all the things she needs. But him not having that sense of humor that she would prefer, he doesn't have all the things she wants. This is why relationships are in shambles today. Women do not value the core things that make a relationship work. They value things that are minuscule. And it's not all women, but it is most women. These are first world problems, guys. First world problems. This does not happen in other societies that are not first world, because they think more along the lines of survival, of what's necessary, the needs. This is why people come to this country, male and female, from other nations that are not as developed as the West. They come here and succeed. Why? Because they came from a situation and a circumstance that was dire. So when they get here, no, they may not have everything. No, they're not doing well. But the baseline that they start out here is 10 times better than where they came from. This is why men can go to other countries and find a better woman. Because the women in other countries just want a simple life. They're not looking for a luxurious experience. They're looking for a simple life, a simple home, adequate supply, adequate resources, to be treated nice, to be taken care of. This is what they're looking for. But in the West, they're not looking for that. Simple, non-complicated is not enough. They need luxurious. They need over the top. They need you to be more than just a good man, more than just a good provider, more than just a good husband, more than just a good father, a good friend. You need to be more than that. We live in a very selfish, self-centered, materialistic driven society. These are first world problems. It's not just an American thing either. This is a Western thing. These are first world problems. That is why a lot of men have checked out. That is why a lot of men are struggling, because most men are actually simple. Men that do attain wealth and that do attain a lot of money do so in the hopes of having a slew of options when it comes to dating, because they are well aware of the type of environment that they are in. But most men would rather have a woman that's attractive, complicit, cooperative, and submissive. Most men would take that and bow out of the dating game. They would take their ball and go home. But we live in a time now where guys cannot do that in the West, for the most part. Most men cannot do that. They can't achieve what their great-great-grandfathers achieved and what their great-great-great-great-grandfathers achieved. And that is because the woman today are different. They are not simple. They do not want the necessities. They do not want to be taken care of. They want extravagant, exuberant, and overabundance. And she has proven that. This is just a microcosm of what's going on today. Guys, protect yourself out there. Stay off of these dating apps. Properly screen women. Because most of them do not care that you are a good man. They have a list of requirements that are outside of what makes you who you are. They're looking at your job. They're looking at your status. They're looking at your income. All these things can be stripped away from a man. And what's left is your character. They don't care about your character. That is not at the top of the list. They care about these other things first. So when you go out there dating, make sure you are on and in defensive mode. That you are cognizant and you are aware. I don't know this woman's age, but I'm going to say she's late 30s, 40s. I'm going to say that. And if she's younger than that, I apologize. But to me, she looks like she's in her 30s, possibly early 40s. Once a woman gets to that age, once she has dated and been in and out of relationships and have been intimate multiple times over, the more difficult it is to satisfy her. Because her taste and her appetite has been sharpened up by all these different men. This is one of the reasons why men prefer younger women. They're easier to satisfy. As a woman matures, as she goes in and out of different relationships, as she starts to make more money and increase her salary, her appetite for satisfaction it also increases, and they become a lot more difficult to satisfy. And if you are an average guy, if you are a good guy, that is not enough. Being a good guy is not enough. You heard it from the horse's mouth. You heard her say it. Her words, not mine. So that's it for the video. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave your comments below, and I'll talk to you soon, Lions.